What's up, guys? And we're back with another video. I think I got a good streak going, you know, uploading like six times a week. It's pretty solid, and we do have some celebration to do cause I can officially say I'm Reddit famous. Let's get it. There we go. So this was the video I posted on my YouTube like a couple days ago. I was like, you know what, YOLO, let me just put it on Reddit. You know, show Ningguang some love, since she is the most broken character in my opinion. Yeah. So yeah, and it blew up. People were, I guess people don't know how overpowered Ningguang can really be, especially when built right, because there were so many questions, and even on my YouTube videos there were so many questions on dang how she built. And honestly, like, my artifacts aren't even the best. So this is gonna be a video about just showcasing Ningguang, because I promised I would do that. Also just gonna be farming some bosses. And we're also super close to 600 subs. That's pretty crazy. You know, I just started like last week, so support's been huge. I've been getting a lot of good feedback, and also a lot of people have questions about like what's a good constellation, you know? Because some people are like, oh, if I don't have her C6, is she worth building? I think C2 is the biggest improvement. A lot of people say C1. C1's really good because it makes your normal attacks do AoE damage. Okay, so my basic attacks hit for 2.6k and then 900 something when I don't crit. But the thing is, you have two basic attacks, right? So I'm essentially hitting for 5.2k per basic attack, and if I don't crit, which I'm critting like 62% of the time, so it's pretty consistent damage. Look how much health I've just taken off by doing basic attacks, right? Like, this is no charge attack. Her charge attack is insane. So that was no crit, 6k, 16k, like, just from a charge attack. You know, that's kind of insane. And yeah, so that was like using no abilities, just how much her basic attack does. So yeah, her Constellation 1 is really good because it makes it AoE. Where'd it go? So that means you're doing that much damage in a small AoE. So it's good for like grouped up enemies like slimes, and it's pretty good in the abyss. A lot of people don't know that, but surprisingly, Ningguang's AoE is pretty solid. One, because of the C1, and also because of her Jade screen. Like, people don't know that her Jade screen does a good amount of damage, right? That's like 400%. And this is a good segue into her second constellation, which I think is absolutely nuts, right? Because what it says is when Jade screen is shattered, its cooldown reset, and it can occur every 6 seconds. What that means is, when I just use my Jade screen, it has a 12-second cooldown. Because what happens is when you put another Jade screen down, the one behind you breaks, so that instantly resets your cooldown. Right, but that can only happen every 6 seconds. So if I wait 6 seconds, you know, I let it get to like 4 seconds, and I use my ults, see, my Jade screen reset again. So your burst ability also resets your Jade screen. But you see, look how much energy I'm getting. Right, and I already have another reset. I wait, pop it again, and it essentially, I'm doubling my damage and my energy recharge. So at talent level 9, right, this is doing 400% basically, and this is the normal combo you're gonna do. You're gonna pop your E, right, walk through it, get that bonus, right, pop your E again. So you see how much damage I did without even landing a basic attack? He's literally like, I don't need these 7 star Jades. So let's see how many Jade things I can fire. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fire it off. I'm gonna pause, go look at the recording, come back in the exact same spot, and tell you guys. That looked like 6, right? Yeah, the gem projectiles are different from the star Jades, right? Star Jades are the ones that, well, what did I even hit? Well, and she has aimbot, if you guys didn't notice. So let's find out how many Jades come when I do my burst with the Jade screen. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna pause and come back, but I kind of want to see how many. Yeah, you see how fast it goes? Like, I have no idea how many were on the screen. The Jade itself, it shoots out 5, and then Ningguang shoots out 6. So why it's so important to have the Jade up is basically, you're doubling your damage. Not only are you doubling your E damage, your E doubles your burst damage, almost, right? Because she shoots 6, and the Jade screen shoots 5. And at my current talent level, that is 165 per gem, right? So if we do 165 times 11, so I'll put the number on screen from your burst, which is ridiculous, right? I think Zhongli, 1,030% at 12. Okay? And his is supposed to be like one of the highest scaling bursts in the game. This chick right here, this is only level 11. So if it was at level 12, it would be 174, 1914. So that's 1,914% at 12, and at 11 it is 1,815%. So that's almost double Zhongli's burst. Just think about that, right? This is a 4-star, by the way. Okay, so now let's pair that with her E damage, which in a rotation you're doing 392. You walk through, you get your damage bonus. You're doing your burst, which is doing 1,815, and then you're popping your E again, which is another 400. So if we add those numbers up, by the way, just so it doesn't get confusing, I'm going to be putting these numbers up on the screen. You'll probably see them somewhere. So that is doing 2,600% damage in a matter of a second, right? That's ridiculous. And this is not even including her charge attack and her gems, which are like another thing, right? So let's keep going. You know, let's add some spice to the mix. We're going full combo, right? So we do her E, we walk through, we pop her Q, right? We pop her E again, so that's 2,600% damage, right? And then at this point we have 7 star jades around us. Okay, so let's look at that. Okay, so her charge attack damage is 279%. Okay, and then per star jade it's 79.4. So quick maths again. I'm gonna put it up on screen. And let's say you're not Constellation 6. Let's see the difference between Constellation 6 and Constellation 2 or 1. So you would be getting 79.4 times 3 instead of 7. So with 7 star jades, you're doing 3,433. So the people that think you need Constellation 6, yeah, it's good. It's upping your damage by like 300%. Yeah, it's a good boost, but it's definitely not like necessary. Let's see how much damage you'll be doing without C2. Like, I'll put the number on the screen right now. You won't be as consistent with C2 because your Jade screen won't have that reset, but your damage in like that first couple seconds will only be like 400% less. So you don't necessarily need C2, but I think in terms of all her constellations, this is the one you should aim for. You know, you don't have to go to C6. It's really not worth. So I never knew this, but for some reason I thought your third constellation would always be your E ability, but for Ningguang and some other characters, it's actually your burst, which is crazy. Like, maybe you guys knew that, maybe I'm just dumb. I literally never noticed that, but that's crazy. If you can get C3, because that's +3 to your burst, it's just free damage. But yeah, I think C3 is even better than C6, but you know, that's besides the point. Essentially, all you need is C2. Let's go into her like attack pattern, because we've got the combo down, right? It's E, you walk through, do your burst, you pop your E again if you have C2. If not, you just charge attack, and that's it. Okay, so now we're gonna look at her just basic attack chain, because what a lot of people don't know is you can like make her attack animation faster. So what this is me not doing her animation cancel, right? And then in order to cancel her animation, you have to hold the directional key while you like spam your basic attacks. So what that looks like is like right now I'm holding it and I'm spamming my basic attacks at the same time. You see how she's like slightly walking forward? That kind of cancels your animation. But all I'm doing is holding any directional key. It doesn't have to be forward. You know, it can be right. You know, it can be left. It can be backwards. Whatever it is, but it's pretty simple to do. And then if you want to be really efficient, you have to make sure when you're doing your charge attack, you let go of the key you're holding, because sometimes when you're doing your attack and you're holding your movement key and then you do a charge attack, you see how fast that was? That's because I let go. But if I wasn't to let go, like, it makes your charge attack like slower. See how slow that is? So yeah, let's get into it. So I am using the Lost Prayer, right? Refinement rank 4, I know, a whale, sue me, but it is what it is. But honestly, like, this isn't like the weapon you need, or I mean, it's amazing if you have it, but it's not required. But yeah, the Solar Pearl, right? Because the thing is, why I have the Lost Prayer is because of the base crit rate. I think crit rate is such a good substat, and its additional like effect is it increases elemental damage, but the Solar Pearl has a similar thing. Normal attack increases elemental skill and burst damage, and then vice versa. Your skill and elemental burst damage increase your normal attack damage. This literally screams Ningguang, right? Because she's one of the only Catalyst people that really benefit from both her basic attack, charge attack, and elemental skill and burst. Okay, and another good weapon for her is do. Do I have it? Yeah, the Widsith. So I'm gonna go to my artifacts in a second, but the Widsith is a really good weapon because of like all these different effects it has, and it has crit damage. If you are going the Widsith, you have to make sure your crit rate, you try to get a crit rate helm or a hat or whatever you want to call it, because right now I have a crit damage because I have crit rate on my weapon. So if you get crit damage on your weapon, you want to get crit rate on your helm. In terms of craftable weapons, I think the craftable weapons, at least for Catalyst, aren't very good. This makes a pretty pseudo like healer slash DPS weapon. I think Prototype Malice, and it gives you like a good amount of energy recharge. But like the substat HP percent isn't really helping her. It's just making her shield stronger. And I don't even know what the other craftable weapon is, but yeah, like in terms of craftable weapons, it's not the best. I think the Widsith and the Solar Pearl are probably the best 4-star weapons. The Twin Nephrite, yeah, I was like, why do I have this? It's because of this. The Twin Nephrite, you know, if you are struggling or like don't have like a good 4-star, this also offers like crit rate, and it increases your movement speed and attack. But it's a 3-star weapon, so I wouldn't invest heavily into it, but it's like a good, you know, beggars can't be choosers. You gotta go what you gotta go. Also, the Eye of Perception, the attack percent's pretty good because she does want high attack. So this is what I got. I'm running 2-piece Glad with 2-piece Archaic Petra, and my off piece is the Goblet for Geo bonus damage. I got pretty lucky on my crit rate rolls, but like base, like flat Elemental Mastery and flat attack, like pretty unlucky, I would say. So it could always do better, right? My Feather, crit damage, energy recharge, attack percent, like this is, I would say, is a pretty solid one. Flat defense, like a useless substat. But the other three, I'm pretty happy with these. You know, crit damage, crit rate, pretty good. Not the best rolls. Also, I rolled into HP, and flat attack. This is where I got pretty lucky. I got Geo bonus damage with 26.4% crit damage, and the energy recharge 4%. Not the best, but I did get like a few crit damage rolls, but I also got a lot of defense percentage rolls and flat HP, which again, not the best, but like the crit damage helps. Then crit damage. And then I got pretty lucky with the Glad. I got it from a boss drop. So I got crit rate 6%, attack 9.3%. You know, I can't complain because Glad pieces are hard to come by, especially like ones with crit damage or crit rate. Even though it has flat HP and flat attack, you know, it gets the job done. So what you'll notice from my artifacts, right, is like I don't have the most broken artifacts. You know, I have so much like flat attack, flat HP, and like flat elemental mastery. And I've rolled into defense percentage a bunch, and I'm still dishing out massive numbers. 63% crit rate and 170% crit damage. So it's pretty good. And then my Geo bonus damage is 142, and that's because of I have stacks on my on this thing. But yeah, that's the entire build, you know. And like if you guys saw my Ningguang video, I like beat Child in 60 seconds, and that was, keep in mind, this is with that video all I had was Pyro Resonance, which changes my attack from 1959, and if I was to switch in 1959 to 2100, right? So what is that, like a 200 attack boost? So it's not like super high, but you know, it's decent, you know? It just goes to show how much raw damage she does. Because in that video, like, I didn't even use my Bennett's Q ability. I didn't even have Zhongli for the Geo bonus damage. It was just her, you know, putting in work. But yeah, that's all I got for the video. Let me know if you guys have any additional questions. You know, I love answering your guys' questions in the comments. Let me know if you guys want to see a different type of video, you know, a different character. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks. See you guys.